Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. The Leafs lose again.
You already know.
You know what it is, fool. Welcome. Honestly, this might even just be like welcome to loser talk, lost talk,
Lose talk.
like locks talk. I don't know. Rebrand is in full effect here. I gotta
should
tell
be
you,
able to get one tomorrow night.
You know what though? Don't. Here's the thing, man. Tonight was the first time. So, would you give me credit as saying that I was the first person in media to say tank?
Sure, I'll give you that.
Well, no, realistically, like
I don't know. I mean, yes, I will say yes.
Yeah.
I really don't pay attention to a ton of stuff outside of what we do. So yes,
I know, but I did it 2 weeks into the season. So.
Yeah, you wouldn't have done it if your Yukon boy wasn't at the top of the draft. So
fair.
Ulterior motive, but yes,
it definitely played a part. But also, like, God, they've been frauds from the jump, baby. Like again, we can relitigate this season, but you and I have privately discussed how 10 years from now, if the Leafs end up giving up the 8th overall pick in this draft, and we get that. Remember when CJ had that report about the McDavid lottery ball, how the Leafs had the most odds? Yes. Of course you do. It's like, remember that horrible thing that happened?
You mean the worst night of my life? Yes. Yeah. I remember it.
I swear to God, we're going to get one of those where it's going to be like, if the Leafs would have had one of the teams that's below them is going to end up getting the first overall pick, like a couple games below. And we're going to remember the Christmas stretch that this team had for years. And it's going to go into the pantheon with the Marty Gerbers, with the JS O'Bangs, with the JSG Gares, with all the stupid fraud comebacks that this organization had for years when they couldn't tank properly. That's going in there. Anyways, long story short about where I was going with that is
they lost again.
No, the tank.
Okay.
I've been joking about the tank all year, and like then it became reality where it was going like, hey, they should just be losing games now, because I wanted them to be losing games for the direction, right? Like they sat 3 players tonight, and everybody just wants to know what it is that they're doing here, right? Treliving's sitting on his hands, but ultimately we think that what he wants to do is dump a bunch of the Leafs players and try to pivot this roster. Tonight was the first game where I felt like a real tank, where I went, they're out of the playoffs. That's a 0%er now. We're never going to do fake comeback for that, but the reverse standings matter. Like, yes to the New Jersey Devils grabbing 2 points and the Maple Leafs finding a way to choke that one away after Anthony Stolarz stood on his head for 3 periods and delivered what was arguably the best goaltending performance of the season from a Leaf player.
I don't think arguably. I think that was by far the best Leafs goalie looked all year. I mean, the Leafs got filled in again. Like absolutely filled in for the 5th straight night coming out of the break. Like just have not had a non-fill-in night the entire. I guess the Flyers game was close.
Yeah, Flyers second period is the one non-fill-in period of the stretch.
But yeah, I think there's been a lot of debate on which way to go here when with this pick, right? Because I think some people are kind of torn on, just win as many games as possible, get to the middle, just make it be the 15th overall pick, hope that person's doesn't turn into anything. Or there's people on your side of it that's like lose as many games possible, get as many lottery balls, and maybe you get some miracle luck and jump up into the top. And now that we're here, I'm really kind of getting on your side. I was kind of hoping that maybe they won some games here, get closer to the middle, but they're too bad. They suck. And they're gonna continue to suck here. So I think that's the only hope, is that you lose enough. So yeah, we're back to cheering against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, if you're a Leaf fan, you're watching these games and you are actively rooting for them to lose these games. And I got to tell you, business may be booming for the rest of the season, because I got to tell you, they're going to lose some games, bud. They're going to lose a lot of games down the stretch because they reek.
They don't just reek; they're completely apathetic, right? Like they're flat-footed in the D zone. They love giving up the D zone. Like I said, that if I was gonna be like, what was the Toronto Maple Leafs identity of the 2025-26 season? I'd be like, gap. They want to let you just gain the zone.
Gaps and cycles, baby.
Back up, retreat. Like, that's their whole thing. Retreat. They're coming. Retreat. Yeah. Like, what a fun team to play against if you're a sick puck moving player.
Yeah, Jack Hughes is just licking his lips the entire night. Like, he was buzzing the entire time because they just let him carry the puck into the zone and dangle with it. Like they're just watching him. And yeah, I think like, are we doing takes off this actual game here now? Like
Sure,
I do have a few thoughts.
Okay, I want you to get to them. I'm just gonna say the last thing about like the tank stuff is that like it sucks to root for a tank, but tonight would have been such a big piss off if the Leafs got the 2 points. Like I was sour watching Stolarz make all those save after save after save as the team is doing everything possible to just not win, right? Like everybody's standing, everybody's watching. And these are the ones that matter. Like you got to look in the reverse standings now. The Devils, I think, were 3 points back of the Leafs coming into this game. So now it's only 2. It could have been more. It was a bigger swing game, but at least they ended up losing this thing. But like, if you're a fan of the Bruins idea, I think I've said this before, but it's like, man, what's the bigger upswing play, right? Like this is the gamble that you have to be thinking of. Would you rather not have potentially a top 5 pick in this draft and how much that would change the outlook of the franchise, or what's the bigger drop off? Boston Bruins having the 9th pick or the 6th? Like that's almost inconsequential. The Leafs landing a top 5 pick is the only thing that matters now. If you're a fan, this is the only thing you should be invested in, is that the team shuts it down. Guys start missing games, shut down Matthew Nyes. It sucks because they're always going to have good goaltending, but like, man, oh man, you got to be rooting for these losses. Anyways, yeah, your thoughts on the game?
You know, the apathy part of it is something that I don't think we're used to. And that's a portion of this that's going to really, really be hard to watch and take in every night. But, you know, I know the Leafs stink, but like the second highest paid player in the league can still be dominant on a bad team. Like, you know, Austin Matthews,
the guy who's 52nd, I think, now in points in the NHL.
You know, we gave him his grace period coming back from his booze trip to 11 nightclub. But like, you know, you're making a lot of money. You're the captain of the Leafs. I gotta have some more dominant shifts. I know they suck, but it's 9 games now without a goal. That's the longest stretch of his career since his rookie year, where he went 13 games without a goal, which is hard to believe. But 9 games at this point, making that much money. And listen, like, did he have some shots tonight? I think maybe they said on the broadcast he had 5 or 6 shots. He's not dominant like he once was. And maybe that's just, he doesn't have Marner on his line anymore. Maybe the Marner Merchant people talking about it were right. He's had some chances, I guess, but like, I just need so much more from him. I need him to look better.
Can I tell you the only time I really noticed him offensively? 3-on-3 and power play.
Yes, correct. And he used to be the best 5-on-5 scorer in the league. And he was on pace to be like he was passing Ovechkin numbers at 5-on-5 pace when he for his first bit in the league up until the last couple of years. So listen, it's easy to sit here and dump on the highest paid players. I understand that everybody's no good, but in a year where you're going to be watching a lot of bad hockey for the next 20 games, it would be nice to see the guy that's supposed to be the generational player look really good and score some goals.
Hey, guess what? I'm ready to dump, buddy. I've been dying to dump.
Yeah.
I've been like,
this is morning after Pizza Hut. You're dying.
Oh, buddy. I had 2 mediums and chicken wings. I'm ready to fire, brother. This is sorry ass stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like,
just need more, man.
He's been pretty much mediocre for the vast majority of the season. Like,
yeah,
we get it. The defense, like, oh, the defense. And like, yeah,
great. Trade for Philip Deneau.
Yeah. And not only that, Mr. Defense was standing around puck watching just like the rest of them when Jersey scored their first goal in this hockey game, where a puck gets filtered after a horrible turnover by McCabe, just like, again, lazy, just backhand. Matthew standing right there, watches a puck go in the slot, bang, tie game 1-1. Like, yeah, I like this comment. Like Jake Rebby, he's playing with losers.
He's playing with the other good player on the team.
Yeah, he's playing with another $11 million player and a first round pick and a first round pick tonight. And the night before that, he was playing with the guy that is hoping to command, $5 million a season next year in the open market and is supposed to be a 20 goal scorer any day now. But like, get real, man. Austin Matthews has not been the same guy. And before this game, Craig Berube's talking and he's doing listen, a lot of it's platitudes, right? They're just trying to get through this. They hate seeing Sean McKenzie comes knocking around the corner and they're like,
yeah, they see Luke Fox and the crew rocking in there. They're like, oh, Jesus, here we go. Time to lie to these guys' faces for 10 seconds.
Sure. But Berube had this thing where he's like, we got to lean on our leaders because if they set the pace, they set the tempo, other guys can fall in line. And you and I have said this all along. Like, this isn't a new thing. The team goes as Austin Matthews goes. He is the tone setter for this group. And he does not have any swagger to his game right now. He's not playing with a ton of energy. I think that the only times that he looks desperate for offense is, again, 3-on-3 when he refuses to come off the ice because he's so desperate for that cheater goal, that 3-on-3 goal. He's firing pucks on net. Like
they won the gold medal with.
Yeah, he's firing pucks on net during the power play because like he knows that that's an opportunity for him to get one. But there's really nothing there, man. And this is a guy who, again, is in the 50s in points across the NHL. He hasn't missed that much time. Like, what's he missed all season? 6 games? 7 games?
More than that, I feel like.
No, I don't think so,
closer to over 10 range.
Okay, well, I'm going to say that it's under 10. And if it is 10, it's 10.
Okay.
Like, either way, I'm just saying that you can't point to this year and be like, oh, it's the injuries or it's this and that. We're past that with him. And listen, man, this is the first season that Austin Matthews has had like real adversity in a regular season. And I think that he's wilted from some of it with this team. And if you're the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I kind of want to see a little bit more jam from you in this moment. Like, I think it would go a long way in terms of people feeling like you were the captain of this team for the long haul. If during the one bad year you've had as the star of this team, you showed a little bit more pride in your play.
Yeah, it's fair. I can't disagree with anything. It's just, I want more. And I've wanted more for a year and a half here.
I actually think that comment by that Jake guy, like he's playing with losers, is the most pathetic way that you can look at this when the guy's making $13+ million and is the captain of the team.
Yes.
Like what you want more from Calle Yarncroke?
You're supposed to be good. Like you're the elite.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. And listen, like it's human nature and guys quit and there's apathy, but you got to be a pro. You got to be a pro.
You think the guys are good around Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl?
I thought that Willie was actually pretty good tonight. And I thought he was noticeable and I thought he was digging pucks out. And like, I thought he had some energy and some zip and like some chances and he was good in overtime. Like I actually thought, I was like, wow, I'm noticing him out there a little bit. And him and Cowan seem to have a bit of chemistry going, the nice tip on the power play or whatever. But anyways,
it didn't go off his ass.
Yeah, whatever.
Nice tip. Flung a puck on net.
Yeah, listen, it tipped off of something.
Yeah, it's a nice tip.
Yeah, whatever.
Skating past the puck.
Tipped off his butt. That's whatever.
Yeah, I just think calling it a nice tip is a bit of a stretch.
Listen, I've been saying a lot of words recently. It was a tip. It hit his butt and went in the net.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else from this game?
Yeah. Honestly, Stolarz rocks, man, when he's playing well. I just really we fell in love with this guy first game we ever saw him play in preseason for the Leafs, and it's just he's so damn good when he's on. Like he plays such an aesthetically pleasing style of goalie where he's just battling, he's fighting. This team sucks. They're not doing anything for him, hanging him out to dry. He's in there getting bumped left, right, and center, fighting through screens still. Coming out to the edge of the blue paint, trying to find pucks, making big flashy saves. Like he's just awesome to watch when he's on. And he was clearly brutal to start this year, and he called out his team way too early. Like in retrospect, that was an insane thing to do. But I mean, he's right about a lot of what he said, but he couldn't do it from the position that he was in. But I loved his game tonight, and I love watching this guy when he's on. So kudos to Stolarz. Just an awesome game from him. And
I don't know what to do with him. Call out this team.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with him. Like it's like, oh, you should trade him. Oh, hold on. Like I don't think everything has to be viewed through that lens. I just think he was awesome. So it was fun to watch.
No, he battled tonight, except for and this is what sucks about when you're a tanking team and you're a loser team. Is I hated him for every one of these saves.
And like a couple of the ones in overtime, that one where it's Jack Hughes, he dives across, gets a piece of that. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I just lay down.
I thought maybe he was like Matthew Nyes, where he also was not checking the standings. He's just not aware of where they're at. Like somebody tell Stolarz to get with the program because the whole team laid down for the tank and Stolarz refused to. He's an animal, man. He's got like, listen, you can say I'm in complete disagreement with you about the calling out the team thing. The only bummer for me with Stolarz is that he didn't play well afterwards. And so it's not a very good look if you're not carrying your weight and you call out other people, you got to be looking inward first.
Mhm.
But I think that this team, if we're talking about one of the biggest issues over these last 9 seasons, is that they haven't had enough guys who have been vocal with the accountability going with the outside. So the fact that this guy did it, I'm never, ever going to be like, why would he do such a thing? He's got that fire. He's got that kind of attitude. Again, he feels like this. One of the things that sucks about this deadline is like a bunch of the guys that they are probably going to have to give up on, right? Lawton, potentially OEL, maybe moving off of Stolarz. Like they're the last of the Mohicans. Like they're the only guys that actually have any fire in their guts on this team. And the Leafs have to move them out.
It's going to be a grim 19 games, brother.
Yeah.
It's going to be capital G grim.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
There's
time grim.
No heart and soul in this baby left.
They want the season to be done, man.
So badly.
Like
so badly. They're just praying for it to be done. And guess what? So is the fan base.
Yeah.
Which member of the fan base wouldn't fast forward till April 15th right
Buddy,
now?
I can't believe people are watching these games that aren't paid like us.
I know. It's crazy. And thank you for watching. I have been getting the DM recently, though. It's like, well, I can't watch the games, but I'll watch the show. I'm like, I love you, man.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, that's
the number one appreciation.
This is real service that we're providing to people now. Is, you know, you can never make light of what we do, because now what we're doing is like keeping people abreast of what's happening with the
we should just do like play-by-play of the game to tell people what happened.
No, that's
highlights.
Hey, here's the play-by-play. The Nick Waugh line came out with a little bit of energy.
Yeah,
they created a goal. And then the rest of the game, the team went flat-footed. They got 2 fluky ones, one being a bouncer off the ass that Sam called a nice tip, and the other one being like a lucky 2-on-1 breakout where Markstrom doesn't glove a puck, like the mid-range jumper from Tavares. He doesn't catch it, goes off the rim, and knives on the doorstep, bangs one, and you think it's game over. Stolarz was incredible. The Devils dominated the play. Again, this is a team that's lower than the Leafs in the standings. And like, I know they got the Jack Hughes thing, right? Like they got a winning record with them in there, and when they lost
they're fast. They're just
fell apart.
It just shows how slow the Leafs are when they play teams like the Devils.
Big
so
time.
Slow.
Big time.
Yeah.
But the Waugh thing, okay? Because that's the last thing to do on this show. So another game where he's awesome, right? Comes out with energy. His line creates a goal. He's actually noticeable. He's doing stuff.
Your tweet, playing for his free.
Yeah, he is.
It's so good.
He wants to be free. You don't think he wants to be free?
Oh my God, he's the reverse Bobby McMahon right now.
Yeah,
he's playing harder and better than he ever has in the last 2 games. Get me out of here!
Yeah, man. Leafs. This is my other joke. I think Leafs should have put Bobby McMahon in the press box the entire stretch after the Olympic break, because then maybe he'd have a little bit more value. Because I feel bad saying this, but
say it. We're burying everybody tonight,
buddy. All right. Anybody trading serious stuff for Bobby McMahon, I think, is a little bit out of their mind. Like, there's no greater indictment of Bobby McMahon than when they put out the lineup tonight, and I went, don't notice anything different. Looks the same. Admit it.
No, he's great.
Yeah.
We can talk on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. People like McCarron got traded for a second. It's like,
he's a 6'6" tough center that takes draws and like kills penalties, and like, it's a bit of an overpay, but he's a value. He's not like a nothing player.
Yeah. I'm just saying that. Yeah. I hope the Leafs get a 2nd-round pick for Bobby McMahon. Like,
Me too.
The worst thing that could come across my timeline is Elliot Friedman. The Maple Leafs have come to an agreement with Bobby McMahon on a 5-year contract extension. And that's the
Kiefer Sherwood contract.
Yeah,
buddy, that was like the Kill Bill thing. Like, like my eyes went red. It was like, if Tree signs that, that's can't sign it.
You can't sign a contract when you're sitting on your hands. So,
boy,
yeah, what's he gonna do?
We're going blue.
Use his mouth with the pen, like.
I will say the first momentary panic I had about this deadline is that Oilers trade.
Yeah,
where I'm like,
that's your first.
No, but like when things are actually happening, like I had the hope that they were going to trade Waugh to the Oilers.
Yeah,
I thought, like, I saw Stauffer had talked about that on Oilers Now. Like there'd been enough buzz about that, and
he would have been a good Oiler.
To see them get Jason Dickinson and Colton Dock, right?
Yeah.
And they had to give away they had to get rid of the Mangiapane money, obviously. They had to give away a first-round pick for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ugh. That would have been very nice for the Leafs to do that exact same trade. But for who? For Waugh and another fourth liner? Like, that's like the Oilers, their strategy. They're like, we are in the cup contending window. Let's trade for the fourth line of the worst team of the last 5 years and their fourth defenseman. That'll do it. Yeah. That'll do the trick.
Yeah, but like I've said this to you before, they really do seem to hit on the trades when they happen.
Yeah.
But then they make the mistake of giving the guys the extensions, and the extensions are where they really get hurt. And yeah, Saravelli did tweet that the Leafs want a first and a prospect for Waugh. So similar to what we talked about, where we were like, yeah, they'd probably ask for one, but we have second. But I don't think
you got to retain at that price, bud.
Yeah, of course.
Well, retain.
This is the spooky thing, and I'm gonna talk. I got a lot of ranting to do on my show tomorrow. Like I carved out like 20 minutes off the top. I was like, no guest. I'm going. I got things to say tomorrow about the way that I'm feeling, and I'm getting. I don't know, man. Like that, seeing that they won't retain at that, like,
why won't they retain?
Because they want to compete next year.
Okay.
Like they don't want to take on loser contracts because they think that they're going for it again next year. Like that's the spooky, scary stuff. This is how you set yourself back even further. Is that like, listen, here's the comparison I can make to it.
If you want to make a run for it next year, you should bring back as many as the guys from this year for sure. That's a good strategy.
Raptors tried to do the 2 timelines thing.
Yeah.
And look what happened. They ended up losing all their guys for nothing, right? They sold Siakam for nothing. They lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. Like they traded OG Anunoby for 2 guys who were meh. Like it just, this is what happens when you try to do the
OG's so good. Holy crap.
so good. Yeah.
So good.
So good. So
dominated last night against the Raps.
Yeah, of course. He always does that. Knicks, I think, won 11 straight against the Raps.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't buy one. Anyway, my point is I've got this full spooky scaries right now. Like listen, it's a fine thing to ask for a high return, but it doesn't become a good thing if other teams start making moves and then you're trying to make little rules like we're not going to retain on stuff, and then the deadline's coming, and then you got to start to make desperate decisions like you did last year.
In what world would you not eat half the Waugh contract for this year and next with the cap going up $1 billion?
No brainer.
You're gonna have like
no brainer.
Bordy was talking about it on the show today. They're gonna have like $10 to $15 million in cap space next year.
Spend on who?
But I mean, the thing is, it's like you could probably spend $1.5 million of that to get a first round pick.
Yeah.
I think that's an acceptable outcome. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't concerned.
Yeah, concerned. All right. I got nothing else. You good?
You just hope that there's a scout tonight that caught Michelli. It's like, boy, that's 63 and white. Gotta have him. Because I thought he buzzed. That was his nice goal of the year. 2 bars and down. So hopefully some pro scout got tricked tonight. That's our dream.
You know who got tricked?
Who?
The head scout of Joe Crit, who's ready for him to arrive next year.
or the Swiss League guy. It's like, he'd go great with Malgin.
Dude, Malgin and him next year, it's going to be,
God.
In the Swiss League, it's going to be that Shaq and Kobe meme. Like, that's what's going down in the Swiss League next year with Michelli. Yeah, and Malgin. Like, yeah, no, they're they are fired up, brother. They are fired up. Yeah, no, a lot of teams in the market for like a soft skill guy who shows up against the Devils and has the track record of Michelli these last 2 years. Like they're dying for that in the postseason this year. Like I'm sure
maybe he goes. Never know.
Yeah,
mixtape.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, mixtape Michelli is on the way out. All right, that'll do it. That'll do it.
See you tomorrow with the exact same show.
Same show. See you then.